All right, folks, we're back on the Bossman show. We're kind of matching today. My man DeLane has his black shirt. I got my black hat on. Thunderbirds and the LA Keys here. It's my man in front of the show. Southern Utah Thunderbirds, my man DeLane Fitzgerald. DeLane, good to talk to you again, my brother. How are you doing, man?
My man, good to hear from you, buddy. Hey, hope everything's well in Atlanta.
It is, man. Hey, you're going to be amazed. It's in the 80s and not humid today.
Has there ever been a day in Atlanta it wasn't humid?
Today? it's a rare day, man. I went outside this morning to get my paper, and I was not sweaty. It was
first time for everything.
Yeah, so I've been enjoying it, man. So, hey, man, you're heading into year 3 of this gig here in Southern Utah, man. Can you believe it's already going to year 3 for you, man, after all you work you put in these past 2 years?
It hit me this spring and summer a couple of different times. Everything I'm doing here now, I'm doing for the 3rd time. I'm not a newbie here anymore. I should know what I'm doing.
You know what you're doing, man. You actually definitely know what you're doing, man. And for you, from the first time we talked in your first year to now, how has this program grown in your opinion for us, the young men knowing how to practice, knowing how to go to class, know how to, prepare themselves off the field for us, the nutrition and strength conditioning. So in your mind, how has this thing grown from year 1 now to year 3?
Everything you just said, the answer is yes. And knowing how to practice, knowing to go to class, knowing to go to study hall, how we lift weights, all those things have improved. JR, the biggest one. The biggest one is we're still fighting a couple of things. We're still fighting some nutrition issues. Nutrition's always a battle. Body composition with these young men's always a battle. JR, we're so much more dedicated, committed. We're so much stronger than we've been in the past. And then I'll tell you one of the biggest differences is we have depth. Well, we have depth for the first time in my 3 years here. We were depleted, both from just not only a talent standpoint, we were depleted from just a body count standpoint when I got here. We don't have that problem now. We're deep in almost every single position.
No doubt. And you know what, DeLane, when you all playing the season that you played, the way you all play hard, man, you need that depth on their roster because you don't want to have a guy go out and runs your whole game plan and your whole play for the whole year. And talk about this for young men. I know I had a problem when I was a player myself, is eating the right way, not going to McDonald's, getting more of a smoothie, getting more of a protein shake, not choosing the barbecue ribs, but choosing something more healthy. I know going to Tennessee State, I'll go down the street, give me some wings and some fries. So talk about teaching the young men about making the right food choices to help the weights you're doing in the weight room with the strength conditioning coach take effect to your body so you can be big, strong, and fast and last the whole year and not get injured so quickly. And if you do get injured, recover faster.
The barbecue wings and the chicken wings, they're making a comeback now. If you listen to all the nutritionists, it's protein, as much protein as you can get in your system. Hey, I haven't had anybody tell me that fried chicken I love is the best thing yet, but I still eating it up. On the nutrition, the hardest part for the young men is this. They have such a hard time changing their habits.
Yes, sir.
And low income has the hardest problem because they've been raised on cereal, and they've been raised on potato chips, and they've been raised on French fries because potatoes are cheap. Potatoes are cheap, and you can get your hands on it. It's just it's cheaper than everything else. It's hard to break those habits with the young men. Some of the low-income young men come in and candy's their deal. So Skittles, they think a 3-course meal is Skittles three times, and we have a hard time really educating them on that. JR, right now, we have a full-time strength conditioning coach. He has 2 assistants. And then we have a full-time dietitian here at the university. And she works really, really hard on educating the young men on what they should put in their system and what they shouldn't put in their system. But I gave you a long-winded answer for the hardest part of nutrition and body composition for us is one, we've got to fundraise the money to feed them correctly. So that's a problem around here. And then second is getting them to change the habits that have been ingrained in them since the day they were born until they were 18 years old.
DeLane, you preaching today, brother, because that was me. I was think a Milky Way, Skittles, Nerds. I was that kid, DeLane. I come from Atlanta, the west side of Atlanta. I didn't have much, that I told you before, and I was that kid you described. And it took me 2 years to figure out if I put the right fuel in my body, I would be better. So I'm an example. Now, at Tennessee State, we didn't have a dietitian, or we didn't have any of that. It took me figuring out on my own from a sports medicine guy at Vanderbilt who told me. So it took
I'm,
somebody.
I'm, I'm telling the young man here, and I'm telling the city kids, I'm telling them, hey, make sure you eat lunch. And when I say make sure you eat lunch, I'm thinking about 2 chicken breasts, macaroni and cheese, green beans, and maybe some bread and a salad. When that young man hears eat lunch, he thinks big bag of Cheetos or big bag of Doritos and a Mountain Dew or a Dr. Pepper. He's not hearing what's coming out of my mouth, and what I'm thinking isn't what he's hearing. And we have to talk to him a lot about that. You and I are both from the Southeast. When we're talking about nutrition, it's never fried food. It's never fried food. But when you tell me, hey, what do you want for dinner? Well, I want fried chicken. I want something fried because it's what I grew up on. So it's the same thing with me.
No doubt, DeLane. You're right about that, man. And for you, DeLane, as getting to depth in your roster, talk about the balance of your roster, having young men in the pipeline that they can develop and learn how you want to get stuff done. So when these older guys, get themselves out of the program with their degrees, man, and move on, try to play the NFL or the UFL or CFL, that hey, you can step in and keep the same train rolling that you've built here the past 4 years.
Yeah, so right now with our football program going into year 3, a lot of these kids have now been with us 6 semesters. That
Yes,
they've been with us, been with us 2 falls, been with us 3 springs, and that's a plus. JR, we've got some young men that came with us when we came from Frostburg here that are still here, so they've been with us more than 6 semesters. They know exactly what we expect. You brought up depth and how we're doing things. We think we're really good at 3 or 4 positions on offense and 3 or 4 positions on defense. If you want to get in depth with that, I can get in depth with that with you. Here with us, we do not have an NFL practice schedule here. We believe in toughness. We believe in physicality. It's more of a Jim Harbaugh, Michigan type approach to the weight room and practice than an NFL team. In an NFL team, they work out hard and they run hard. They never, ever have contact in practice. But a young man coming out of our football program, he's going to be able to handle the physicality and intensity in any professional level just fine because he's faced it every single day here. Last year, our second leading receiver, actually our third leading receiver, signed a contract with the San Francisco 49ers. He's since been let go, but he'll catch back on with somebody. Tim Patrick, good football player, good young man. And then Isaiah Wooden for us, he signed a free agent contract, signed a nice deal with the Atlanta Falcons. And everybody, even Atlanta Falcons, think he's got a chance to make their team. But an explosive young man, 4'3", 540. He second highest NFL vertical, 44.5 inches. I attribute his 40 and his vertical and how well he squats and benches to our strength conditioning program. But Isaiah's got a chance to make that Atlanta Falcons team. We're pretty proud of him here. JR, both of those young men are our recruits. Our coaching staff's recruits since we've been here. We have recruited, we probably got a dozen NFL prospects on our roster right now. Young men going to be really, really good football players going forward.
DeLane, you must have looked at my paper. I had Isaiah on my paper here next. You must have
about the future Falcon.
Yeah, you had it on there. Hey, you put my paper here, man. But yeah, and I'm proud of him because I said, yes, he came from my man's school. I know he can play. He came from my man's school. Now I told him he led better. The AJC reported to talk to Isaiah because I said I know his coach very well. So make sure you talk to him today at the training camp because he's a special young man. And DeLane, what stood out to you about Isaiah when you recruited that young man? What about his love of football, his family, really brought you to that young man and say, hey, we want to bring him a part of our program?
So it's drop down player, and Isaiah had played in the MAC conference. So he had played FBS football, and he had a game where he had 119 yards receiving and a touchdown, I think, against Bowling Green. He was playing for Kent State. Isaiah wanted an opportunity to play every day and play more. When I got on the phone with him, and we had a Zoom call, and I got on the phone with him and got to talk with him and his wife, and his wife's name's Honesty, got to talk with them a little bit, just kind of fell in love with their personalities and thought that they were two people that they could come from San Diego. He had been at Kent State. He was back home in San Diego, thought he could come from San Diego to Southern Utah and thought he could survive and flourish for us on and off the field for a couple of years. And that's what he did. JR, when he was healthy and ready to play, he was as good as any player in the UAC the last 2 years.
No doubt. He's a talented young man. And I said, oh yeah. I was happy for him. I knew you had coached him, man. I knew he was the right kind of guy. And DeLane, you mentioned the UAC, man. Talk about how it's getting changing a little bit. The coaching wise, the talent wise, still is getting better every year. So for you being this United Athletic Conference, talk about just how the coaching going to begin and just seeing the competition you have, how the talent that people need to realize in this conference is very great. They will eventually see on Sundays.
Yeah, the biggest changes in the conference are the changes in the teams each year. You know, we seem to have a team leave each year and a team join each year. So this year, you know, Stephen F. Austin decided to go on a different conference, and we picked up West Georgia. So we're flying into Atlanta in October. Going to take a bus trip over to Carrollton and try to be successful at Carrollton this fall. You talked about the talent. So Southern Utah, the talent in this state has gotten 10 times better over the last 10 years. And I've been recruiting it for 14 years now, so I've seen it progress. A lot of talent. We also have a talent base of Phoenix and Southern California and Las Vegas. So get some really, really talented athletes. Well, in our conference, you got those teams out of Texas. We know how good a high school and college football they play in Texas. And then we've got a school in Arkansas, school in Alabama, school in Tennessee, school in Kentucky, and now a school in Georgia. So the talent level is through the roof. I said this at press conference a couple of days ago, and I'm going to say it again. Our conference every Saturday, week in and week out, is a war daddy. You better have players, and you better be prepared, or you'll get shown up now on Saturday. They'll show you up if you don't show up to play, because the other team's got cats running around on the field that are good players. You talked about the coaching. Every conference that I've been in my career, I'm hitting year 16 as a head coach. Every conference I've been in, the coaching got a little bit better each year, And of course, with us progressing through the ranks, our coaching staff went NAIA, D3, D2, and now we're FCS. Obviously, the level of coaching has gotten better at each stop.
No doubt, DeLane, you do a heck of a job, man. And you know what? I'll be with you with Austin Peay for sure. I got to wait on the West Georgia schedule. So I'll be there. You got to have me a T-shirt or something, DeLane. I'll polo. I'll going to help you win that game. Go ahead.
We're going to gear you out now. We're going to gear you out. You're giving a pregame speech now, September 28th.
Hey, I'm in. Yes, in Fort Terrell Stadium. I know they're saying very, very well at Austin Peay. I played on that field myself. So I know it very well.
Big game, opening conference game on the road in Tennessee. That's a big one for both teams.
No doubt, DeLane, you had a heck of a non-conference schedule, man. Utah, UTEP, UC Davis, a successful team, Idaho State. So talk about challenging your team early, these first 4 games out of conference before you get into UACC play.
Yeah, this is the last year we have to fulfill schedule that somebody else signed off on. So the schedule is still not complimentary of us and what we're trying to do. But this is the last year we have to do that. Open at Utah. Utah is the top 10 team in the country. Utah is going to win the Big 12 and make the college football playoffs. There's my early on prediction. Great football program, top 5 coaching staff in the country. We come off of that one and we go play Scotty Waldron and the old Austin Peay staff at UTEP. So we go to UTEP and play the old Austin Peay staff. We're going to do the best job we can do there. We come home and play Cal Davis. Cal Davis, top 30 team in the country. Cal Davis has the number 1 ranked tailback in FCS football. Young man originally out of Idaho, signed with Cal Davis. He's a whale of a football player now. Running back, wide receiver, catch a ball out of the backfield, return kicks. Just a great football player. But we play them at home, and we'll do the best job we can there. And then we end at Idaho State. And that ends we play at Idaho State on September 21st. That's our last out-of-conference game. And then we start conference play. And we just got to get the young men ready week in and week out. We've got to have them ready Sunday through Friday and let them go out and play ball on Saturday.
No doubt, DeLane, man. I look forward to seeing what you do that non-conference schedule. And I got two more for you, man. Sold out season tickets for the first time, man. Talk about the energy around your team. Sold out some tickets for the first time and having the fans really back you and see your city out there, what you all got going on, and seeing that you are building something special out there at Southern Utah University.
I appreciate that. Attendance was a little sparse our first year. Attendance probably doubled last year. We're going to try to double it again this year, JR. We have an opportunity. We're picked to finish third preseason poll in the conference. We've got an opportunity to compete for a conference title, got an opportunity to compete for a postseason berth. Really, really excited about what we're doing and where we're going here.
No doubt. And DeLane, for you, man, I know camp's right around the corner for you guys, man. For you, what do you want to accomplish during camp for as your guys, man, and getting them prepared for that week one against Utah and not let them live too far ahead, but really prepare them on the fundamentals of doing things the right way and learning how to have a great practice week ahead of getting up ready for these games coming back to back here.
Yeah, no one ever uses this term, and I think about it all the time. Through camp, and JR, camp's too long now. You and I played, it was 21 days. Then they went to 24 days, and that's 31 days. So although people go, oh, you don't do 2-a-days anymore. No, we don't do 2-a-days anymore, but it's an entire month of camp, which is too long. But nobody ever says this anymore. You want to be playing well the last 2 weeks of camp. And you got 5 weeks of camp, 4.5 weeks, whatever it is. The last 2 weeks of camp, you just want to be striking on all cylinders. You want to be playing well, clicking. Everybody's clicking together. You're sharp in everything you do, offense, defense, special teams. That's where you want to be. And then getting into the specifics of it. And this part of football is never going to change. You got to educate the kids enough that they're not committing stupid penalties. You have to reinforce on a daily basis how important that football is. The ball. Never been a touchdown score without that football. So the defense has got to get it back for you. And then when they do, the offense got to hang on to it. And then talk about pad level, stance and start, pad level. Do you have hand violence? Can you run your feet? Can you run your feet through contact? Can you run your feet through adversity and obstruction? And then defensively, all those same things, pad level, hand violent, feet. And then can you run to the football? Because good defensive football players, they'll stick their foot in the ground and turn and change directions and run to the football, even when they don't think they can get there. And then all of a sudden they get there. But we talk the little things, get the little things ironed out and be really good at those. And then just be playing well the last 2 weeks.
No doubt. With DeLane, it's great to have you on the show again, as always, man. I always love our chats. I look forward to seeing you at Austin P, and I hope the schedule works out good enough for me. I see you in Carrollton to West Georgia. So I hope to see you twice this year, DeLane, and cheer you on, my brother. Get you 2 wins.
Brother, I appreciate you interviewing me. Let me run my mouth with you a couple times a year. Looking forward to seeing you this fall, and we'll have plenty of gear for you.
All right, brother. Excel, brother. Excel, man. Excel.
My man, go get them. Have a great fall, buddy.
See you soon, brother.
Go Thunderbirds.